All right, hey class. So today we're going to learn to update this picture. All right, we're going to do some editing on here. So this is an old photograph, a real photograph that has been scanned. If you see, the photograph right here has been bent, it has been folded. And if you look closely, there are hairlines and stuff because this was done in a photo lab, a dark room, right, with negatives. And the colors here look a bit dingy, right? And it is slanted, so we're going to go ahead and straighten it. And we're going to completely take this boy out because this boy is not part of this family. So at the end, it should look like this. And if you look at this new, defined image, it's brighter. The colors are a bit more corrected, saturated, and it is sharper. So we're going to put all of those in there as well. All right, let's do this. Okay, so we're going to follow actually the printout of lesson 2. So we just evaluated the image to know what we are doing. After that, you guys are going to learn how to set or bring out your ruler and set the unit of measurement. So if you look at my screen, this is the ruler. In order to see the ruler, I push Command R on a Mac and I push Command R again. If I do that, it's completely gone. Command R again and it comes back. Right now, my unit of measurement, I want it to be in inches. So I'm going to double click. And then you see here, units, rulers. It's in pixels right now. I'm going to change it to inches. I'm going to say OK. All right. So next what we're going to do is we're going to straighten and crop the image. So when we go to the crop tool, which is C, the shortcut is C, we're going to go to the options bar, which is up top, and then we're going to choose W times H times resolution, which means width times height and resolution. All right, and we're going to set this as 7" by 7". 300 ppi because this we're going to print. When we're going to print, it needs to be at 300 because that is good resolution for printing. All right, let's go back. So I'm going to push C for crop, and that's the crop tool, it highlighted. Instead of ratio, we're going to width times height times resolution. And this already has a 7" by 7" by 300, but for you it might not be. So I want you to write 7 IN for inch. You must put IN because this can be pixels or inches. You have to determine, is it in pixels or is it in inches? All right, and then of course 300 because we're going to print it. All right. Okay, after that, do you see this? To me, it looks like a suitcase, right? But this is the straighten icon. So I'm going to click on this. I'm going to zoom in to a straight line, which I see a straight line right here. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to click, hold, and I'm going to drag this all the way across, and then I'm going to let go. Now I just straighten my image, and after that, I am able to crop this, and this is going to crop at 7 by 7. So I'm going to go to corner top, corner bottom, and there's still this sliver of white, and I do not like it. So I'm going to grab my picture. I'm going to bring that down. I'm going to check the top. I like it. All right, so there are no white outline creeping in. So after I like it, or I can go ahead and move it. You know what? I want to move it just a little up with my directional pad on my keyboard. And I'm going to say, okay. Okay. So now it is set. It is straightened. It is cropped. All right. So now we're going to correct the tone and color. In order to do that, with our adjustment panels, we're going to add a curve. So we're going to select the white point tool, which is the 1, 2, 3, the third eyedropper. And when you hover over it, it will say that it is the white point tool. And we're going to reset the white in the image. But first, I need my layers. If I don't see my layers out, I'm going to my windows and I'm going to go to layers. Whatever is checked is out, whatever is not checked is not out, and this is in alpha order, A to Z. So I'm going to click on my layers. Okay, so I can go to my adjustment layer, adjustment panel. Again, if I don't see this, I just have to go to Windows and go to Adjustments. And I'm going to add my curves. Or was it levels? It was curves. All right, again, adjustment, curves, okay. And then if you hover over this, it will tell you what it is, all right? This is to set the black point. This is set the gray point. And this is to set the white point. This is what we need. So I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to zoom in to set the white. And I'm thinking that this would be white, right, in this image. Even though it's a dingy white, guess what happens? When we click this for it to be the white point, it's going to brighten up. Oop. Okay, the reason it didn't do it because it got off of that. So I'm going to click back and I'm going to click this white. Okay, now it brightened up. Cool. All right. So what we can do here is it says to flatten this, to move this layer into the background. But I like to see all of my layers just in case I need to change it. So I'm actually not going to do that. So the next adjustment I am going to put in is my levels, okay? So if you see this triangle here, that's for our black. This is for our mid-tone, and this is for our white. So this is our highlight, our mid-tones, and our shadows. And here they are very specific about what we should use. So if you're not used to Photoshop, I would go ahead and follow this, but make sure that you also experiment and see, oh, what does it do if I put, they want us to put 15, but, what does it do if I put 45? Or what about 100, right? That way we kind of understand better what it does, what the function is. So we're going to drag the triangle, the black point, right? Our shadow. And the value is going to be 15. So it is saying that all tones less than 15 will become black. And then we're going to drag the middle triangle, which is our mid-tones, and our value is going to be 0.90. All right, and then the highlight's going to stay 255. Okay, so we're going to write 15 and then 0.90. Did you see this change? Let me show you again. I'm going to put 15. And did you see how it got darker? Well, what happens if I put 100? Whoa. So that means all the values less than 100 will turn black. This is too dark. So we're going to go back to 15. All right. So now we're going to clean up the image with the Remove tool. The Remove tool lives with the spot healing brush, and the other brushes. You can tell because of the Band-Aid. And then the options bar, we're going to set the brush to about 25. I like to go a little bit more up because I'm not that precise sometimes. So I'm going to use 30px instead. And then we're going to make sure that Remove after each stroke is clicked. So I'm going to look for the Band-Aid. Oop, here's the Band-Aid. When I click and I hold, I will see all of my other J tools. So the shortcut for this is J. So say I'm here and I push J, I can also push Shift J, J, J in order to scroll through all of my J tools. I need my remove tool. Okay, so right now it's saying no, that I can't do anything. And it is because I have my levels highlighted instead of my background. So I'm going to click on my background. So the size, I'm going to go down to 30. I know it tells me to go 25, but I'm going to go down to 30. All right, I'm going to click, I'm going to hold, and it's going to paste this red transparent color. When I let go, look what happens. It is completely gone. It is using AI generative fill in order to fill in the picture. All right. I'm gonna let go. I'm gonna keep doing the same thing. Whoop, completely missed that one. I'm trying to go all the way down. Whoop. I'm gonna let go. Ta-da! Wow, that crease is completely gone. All right, we're gonna do the same thing to this hairline right here. Okay, and I don't know if you can see it, but this white, I don't like it. This dark color right here, I don't like it. So anything that you don't like on the picture, you can go ahead and click in order to get rid of it. So this makes editing images so much easier. Ooh, I saw something. Okay. Good. I am satisfied. All right. So we did all of that. Got rid of the hair. Now we're going to get rid of the entire person, all right? And we're going to use generative fill in order to do that. So can we go ahead and use our remove tool? Yes, you can. But we're going to go ahead and use our object selection tool so you could know how to use another tool. So with the object selection tool, it automatically finds the object for you as you hover over it, and it'll turn pink. Okay? So if I hover over him, guess what? He automatically highlights, except look at his shadow. It would be super, super creepy if nobody was there and you just saw the shadow. So in order to grab the shadow as well, we're going to go ahead and put him in a little rectangle. And then when I let go, it's going to highlight his shadow as well. And on our contextual text bar, it says generative fill. I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to say generate. This is where it's going to use AI once again in order to remove this boy from the picture. And if you look at our properties panel, it'll give us different variations. It will always give us 3 options. So look at this. That's option 1. That's option 2, and that's option 3. I actually like option 3 better than these, especially this, because it's just all like very browny. But if you look here, there are dark spots, light spots. So in order for it to look a little bit more realistic, for me at least, I like this. So I'm going to go ahead and keep that. All right. So now I am going to sharpen this image using the Smart Sharpen. I want this in here, the generative fill, So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to unlock this, and I'm going to merge this down. And merge this down so the generative fill is part of the actual photo layer. I'm going to highlight the photo layer, and I'm going to my filter. And then I'm going to sharpen. And then there is sharpen, smart sharpen. So I'm going to click on that. I can zoom out so I can see more of the image. All right. And then play around with this and see what it does. This is really sharpened, right? So the book tells us to use 100. So I'm going to follow the book, use 100. And it says the radius should be 3. So I'm going to click 3. That means every pixel in the image will turn into 3 pixels. So we're actually adding pixels. And then the noise, reduce noise, we're going to do 10%. And we're going to make sure that it doesn't say Gaussian blur or motion blur. We want to use lens blur. All right, again, amount 100, radius 3, noise reduction 10%, remove the lens blur. We're going to say, okay. And then now it has sharpened the image and added pixel to the image. And then when we print it, it's going to look sharper than the original. All right. That is all of lesson 2. Make sure you turn in your lesson 2 to Google Classroom.